Hey YouTube, how's it going? Welcome back to another video. So in this video, I want to talk about Serena Williams, right? She's been in the news recently, and it's just because of that, there's been a lot of talk about Serena and a lot of people giving their opinions on the way that Serena Williams not only acts, but also the way that she looks. You know? And unfortunately, the opinions have not been positive. And not all of them, but some have been, there's some positivity out there, but it seems to be a lot more negativity surrounding her than positivity. So that's part of the reason that why I'm coming through with this video, because at one point I was like, I don't know if I really want to talk about this. Um, but seeing what's been happening, what's been transpiring surrounding Serena Williams, surrounding Serena Williams, I was like, I gotta come through with something, and I gotta speak my piece. All right. So I'll say this. I'll say that I won't come through and just bullshit you through this whole damn video. I want to be truthful and honest and speak to what's real. All right. I will say that Serena Williams is not the most traditionally attractive woman in the world. You know. Um, And as well, she definitely doesn't fit into the standard, the beauty standard, you know. Not so much, not so easily, you know. But, you know, I feel the need to defend Serena, for a few reasons. One, she is a black woman, she's a black woman. So I think, she's worth defending, you know. Unless she was on some like coon shit there. But I haven't really gotten that vibe from Serena. So, one reason. Another reason is I think that Serena Williams has like a positive spirit about her. I think that's one thing that I've kind of picked up on for a while. Low key picked up on for a while. I'm like, I really don't get into my spiritual side with you niggas, but I just will say that I get a positive vibe from Serena, a positive spirit, a positive like positivity, from Serena Williams. In most cases, I mean, of course, we all gonna have our moments, but I think generally speaking, she has like a positive spirit about her that I think sometimes, like a lot of times, kind of goes unnoticed. You know, because a lot of times we're just looking at the physical, we're not looking at people's, spirit and their ways and the way that they treat other people and carry themselves, not on first sight. Usually it's just about looks when it's on first sight. you know Also, I think that Serena Williams is being used as a proxy to represent all black women, you know and that's not fair. We know that's not fair, but you know how the media does. Just how they'll single out like some criminal black man and make him seem like that's the collective of all black men and just all black people, really, which is not fair. You know, Serena Williams represents Serena Williams. All right. And another reason I'll say, like, Serena Williams, like, she has shown, the Beige brothers some love. So I'm like, so just for that alone, I have to come through. I am obligated to come through. I mean, she didn't want to have a beige nigga's baby, but it's okay. I guess maybe, something happened and it didn't work out. It's all right, Serena. But she gonna have a beige baby though. So I guess it's kind of like a circle of life thing. It all circles back around. You know. So, unlike the rest of us, Serena Williams considers beige men as an option for her. So I appreciate that, Serena. But even if still, I probably would still defend her either way it goes. But since she does, I definitely have to come through. All right, so here I go. I think what Serena Williams has going for her is like the shape of her body. She's really, she a brick house. Like that's, that's pretty much, I think that's probably like the draw, the, saving grace, if you will. Because, let's be honest, when people talk about Serena Williams, it's usually, revolves around the shape of her body. Not so much her beauty, but her sex appeal, you know, which is a theme that goes on when it comes to dark-skinned black women. It's like sexy, okay, beautiful, it's kind of like, you know, people kind of hesitate with the beauty part, but with the sex appeal and sexiness, seemingly they're all in for that. But that's a entirely different video, though. You know, and I'll say that Serena Williams, I think she does try to be feminine. She tries to, she wears her hair a certain way. She tries to wear it long, try different styles out. I think she wears like makeup and stuff and, dresses a certain way. So, you know, thankfully she's not one of those types who just, doesn't partake in a beauty culture, one of those women who's just like, whatever, because I think Serena Williams kind of knows she can't really get away with, being like whatever about it. Because, unfortunately, those were the cards that she was dealt, and ultimately she was dealt a pretty good hand if you think about it, because she's worth like a lot of money and she's earned a lot of money and she's really famous, you know, you know. But her fame is, it comes from her athleticism more so. And that's okay, All women can't be, you know, the beauty queen, you know, you know. But I think when it comes to women, the beauty aspect, it's a big factor. Like a lot of people put a lot of weight when it comes to women and beauty. Like if you're a woman and you ain't beautiful, you ain't nothing. If you're a woman and you ain't got a man or a husband, you ain't nothing. If you're a woman and you ain't got no kids, you ain't nothing. It's like all that revolves around like beauty, if you really think about it. Which just speaks to the society we live in. Unfortunately, it's nothing new. Looks matter. People put a lot of weight on looks, especially when it comes to women. All right. Another thing that I think Serena Williams has going for her is, and I mentioned it earlier in the video, a positive spirit, positive ways, beautiful ways about her, I think, which I think kind of go probably unnoticed, because a lot of people tend to go based purely off looks, right? But as we know, everything that's glitter ain't gold, you know. It's some people who look really nice, but once you get to know them and see their ways, is just see how ugly their ways are. It's like, you gotta, if you're smart, you would probably back away, but some people still get captivated by the beauty and end up getting burnt, right? It's one way or another, you know. And I think people may learn to pick up on people's ways and the spirit of them more so later once they've learned their lesson. But I think a lot of times it falls on deaf ears to an extent. Um, you know, I never personally viewed Serena Williams as being like angry. I know that's kind of like how she's probably portrayed in the media, but I never really picked up on an angry vibe from her. Like, I never picked up on like an angry black woman vibe from Serena. I kind of always thought that she had like a positivity, like a positive spirit about her, you know? And perhaps maybe that's what, partially attracted the men that she's been with, you know, because she's been linked to men that, you know, many would consider to be attractive men, and even men that some people would you know honestly say that they kind of seem like they're out of her league in a way. um, you know Again, I'm not trying to be shady, but I'm just trying to keep it real in the video. But Serena Williams has been able to do pretty well for herself in that regard. you know you know and also another thing that I kind of want to touch on. Some people, I see some black people. For one, I'll check the black women first. Okay, how is Serena Williams swirling, affecting you personally as a black woman? Unless you're like a lesbian and you want to get with her, how is that really affecting you? And that's the thing. That's the thing when it comes to like black women not knowing when to pick and choose their battles and to just sit out and be quiet sometimes. No shade, no shade, because it's a time and place to pop off. But sometimes I'm just like, why? Like, because oftentimes that is not reciprocated. Like that type of behavior isn't reciprocated in black men. Really, when you think about it, you know, you'll have some lone wolves, lone rangers, black men who come through and go to bat for black women when it comes to trying to check the dudes who be swirling and stuff like that and saying crazy, messed up bullshit about the black women. But a lot of times it's just like, you know, it's just ignore it. You just don't speak on it. Staying on code, quote unquote, right? You know. And as for the black men who have an issue with the swirling thing, swirling situation with Serena, I kind of feel like it's just a reason to attack a black woman to an extent. Because I feel like if it was like, I feel like this, like, I feel like the majority of the men who kind of are attacking Serena Williams, I don't think she was ever on like the top of their list to begin with, or even on the list to begin with. Let's be honest. So it's kind of like, why are you complaining about someone you didn't really consider in the first place? You know. And another thing, when it comes to like the media, I kind of felt like the media was low key juxtaposing Serena Williams and Naomi Osaka. And Naomi Osaka is biracial. She's part like Haitian and part Japanese. And I felt like they were low key juxtaposing them as saying, like, oh, she's the better one, right? She's the more palatable black woman. Low key, how the media does, right? And I didn't like that. Especially when it was coming to like behavior, comparing her behavior to Serena Williams' behavior, even though the situations aren't equivalent. Because, of course, if things are going your way, you're not going to be irate about anything. But when things aren't going your way, oftentimes you do become irate, depending on the situation. And it's basically, again, juxtaposing the black woman to the biracial woman, and giving the black woman the short end of the comparison. you know and I don't like that. I really don't like how that plays out. you know Not only for just not only do people outside of the community buy into it, but worse, people inside of the community buy into that. And then we have all of these like issues when it comes to black women and self-esteem, and black women, you know, feeling some type of way about biracial women in the community. Like, all this kind of circles back around, you know. And I know that we can't really control what the mainstream media does, but we can kind of have a say in it and call things out, and take people to task, in and outside the community when it comes to things like this. But honestly, I feel like the community, as fucked up as it is, on some level, they want biracial women to be the face of black women. That seems like the message that has been pushed for a while. Like, this is what a black woman should be, you know? Even when you look at the list of beautiful black women, oftentimes the women on those lists are like directly mixed, not even just like multi-generational types, like Beyonce and Rihanna, but like directly mixed, like Amber Rose and Alicia Keys and Halle Berry types, you know? And the sadder thing is, I think black women, you know, monoracial, brown skin, dark skin black women sometimes buy into that themselves, and like they want these biracial women to represent them in some cases, and sometimes, they want to live through, vicariously through these women, and I don't think it's entirely black women's fault. Black women do play a role in it, but I'm not going to put all the blame on black women. Black men play a role in it, as does, like, the mainstream media and just, white media and the outside of the community. Of course, we know that. But inside the community, yeah, black men play a big role in that, though. And a lot of times they kind of just want to put it all on the black woman, as as usual. Like, it's all your fault. Like, you invented colorism, you invented single mothers, you invented poverty, you invented disease and welfare. Like, it's everything. Like, oh, like, come on. Like, unless some of these black dudes tell it, it's like the black man ain't did nothing wrong at all. like, eh, like, almost like they have no agency and are just helpless. They can't control anything, which is not a good look for the men. For men, like, that's not a good look. That's not something that should be implied, because I don't think they're saying it, like, I don't think the men are saying it, like, straight up like that, but it's being implied like that, though. And another thing, like, I think, Serena Williams' husband, her white husband, probably should say something, but we know that's not going to happen. And it probably is best that it doesn't happen if Serena Williams is trying to just say, this is sexism, because it would be odd if she's saying sexism while he's saying racism. So I think they should probably be on the same tone with that. But he could come out and say sexism along with Serena, but that's probably not going to happen. So I think that's something to look out for when you do, decide to, quote unquote, hop the fence, and I ain't got no major beef with Serena hopping the fence. Preferably I would have liked to have seen her with a black man. Preferably I would have. Now, especially for herself and what she, goes through as like a black woman. I think a black man would be great for her. But unfortunately, it just didn't work out like that. You know. You know. And honestly, I don't think the black community, is really here for black women like Serena Williams, who look like Serena Williams. Let's be honest. I don't think that they're here for Serena Williams and women like her. And considering that the community ain't really completely here for her, then she has to make sure that she does something, work in her best interest. So that's probably part of the reason, maybe, why she's open to swirling. But honestly, she didn't totally just disregard black men, though. That's the thing, and I think that's kind of what's been portrayed with the whole Serena Williams interracially marrying. It's like people just made it seem like she just never showed black men any type of love, you know, and that's not true. She has, you know. But I'm gonna bring this video to a close. I didn't mean to go on for this long. I meant for this video probably to be half of this, half of the time. You know, well, I meant to have, you know, completed this video within half the time that I used. So yeah, my bad. You know, but I just kind of needed to speak on some things. So, but I wish Serena Williams well. You know, hopefully all this negativity surrounding her dies down soon. You know, things go back to normal for her. Because I've been hearing some things, and like some people are like, empires are starting to like boycott her or something. I'm like, is it that serious? You know, is a black woman having an emotional outburst or a moment that serious? You know, as if she's the only athlete in history who's ever reacted in that manner. You know, but yeah, I hope things go well for Serena. So that's all I have to say. Thanks for watching. Please leave your comments and let me know what you think. Until the next video, adios and goodbye for now.